The Texas sun was merciless, baking the earth until it cracked like old leather. I'd come to this ranch with my daughter, Lily, and our 2 German shepherds, Max and Luna, seeking refuge after a brutal divorce. The land was supposed to be our sanctuary, a modest single-story house, a weathered barn, and 20 acres of quiet. 3 days in, I realized peace wasn't guaranteed, not when someone like Margaret lived up the hill, her pristine mansion looming like a vulture over our dusty patch of freedom. Margaret wasn't just a neighbor. She was the Homeowners Association president, a title she wielded like a scepter. I'd been warned by Walt, an old rancher with a face carved by decades of sun. He leaned on his fence post, squinting at Lily as she played with Max in the grass. "Watch out for her," he said, nodding toward Margaret's house. "She's run off 4 families in 2 years. Fines for kids' toys, flower pots, you name it." I shrugged it off. My land wasn't under her HOA. I thought that made us safe. I was wrong. The trouble started on a sweltering morning. Lily, 8 years old and fearless, was hauling a hose to water the garden, Max trotting beside her. A golf cart hummed into view, gleaming white, with Margaret at the wheel, blonde hair stiff as a helmet, clipboard in hand. She didn't stop at the private property sign. She rolled right into my yard like she owned it. "Morning," I called, stepping in front of Lily. "You're on my land." Margaret's smile was all teeth. "I'm here to inform you of violations. Unsupervised child, loose dog, exposed hose. Subsection 3C of the Oakwood Protective Code." I crossed my arms. "We're agricultural zoned. Your rules don't apply." Her eyes narrowed. "Don't play dumb with me." Then she turned to Lily. "You, girl, drop that hose. It's dangerous." Before I could intervene, Margaret marched forward and kicked the bucket Lily was holding. Her boot caught Lily's arm, sending her stumbling into the barn post. Blood trickled from my daughter's forehead. Time stopped. Lily's sobs pierced the air. I rushed to her, heart pounding, as Margaret stood there, brushing her blazer like nothing happened. "This is why we have standards," she muttered, pulling out her phone to record. "Child endangerment. I'll report this." Rage boiled over. I grabbed her wrist, yanked the phone away, and smashed it on the ground. "You hurt my daughter," I growled. "You think this is a game?" She stumbled back, screeching about lawsuits, but Max was already on alert, his growl low and menacing. Margaret froze, finally sensing the line she'd crossed. But I wasn't calling the cops or a lawyer. This was personal. If that moment shocked you, stick with me, because what happened next turned this quiet ranch into a battlefield. I should have stopped there. Any sane person would have backed off, apologized. Not Margaret. She stood over my crying daughter, hands on hips, and spat. "This is what happens when you let animals raise kids." Max's growl deepened, vibrating the air. That's when I snapped. I grabbed her arm, twisted it behind her back, and pinned her to the dirt. She thrashed, screaming about assault, but I was done listening. Using a rope from the barn, I tied her wrists tight and dragged her to the fence line, right under the trespassers beware sign. I lashed her to the post, her pristine blazer now streaked with dust and Lily's blood. "You hurt my kid," I said, voice low. "Now you'll answer for it." I whistled. Max bounded over, ears up, eyes locked on Margaret. She went still, her bravado gone. "Call him off," she stammered. "This is illegal." "This is Texas," I shot back. "We protect our own." Max lunged, teeth bared, and sank them into her calf, not deep, but enough to draw blood. Margaret screamed, tears mixing with dirt. "Say you're sorry to Lily," I demanded. "I'm sorry," she sobbed. "I didn't mean it." "Louder." "I'm sorry," she wailed. I snapped my fingers, and Max released her. Blood soaked her sock as she collapsed, trembling. I untied her, letting her crawl to her golf cart. She limped away, leaving a trail of shame. Walt's voice came from behind. She had it coming. For a few days, it seemed over. Margaret's cart didn't appear. Her Cadillac sat untouched. The HOA newsletter stopped. But I wasn't fooled. People like her don't retreat, they reload. On the 4th day, Walt stopped by. "You made her bleed," he said. "She won't forget that." "She hurt Lily first," I replied. He nodded. "Just don't let your guard down." That night, an email Aravedno sender, just 6 words. "You'll regret this, rancher." Attached was a photo of Lily brushing Max by the barn, taken from a distance. My blood ran cold. She was watching us. By morning, A video of me tying Margaret up was online, filmed from someone's porch. The HOA's social page exploded, half calling me a hero, half a lunatic. Then came a post from a new account. That girl will pay. I installed cameras that day. On the 7th night, I found a dead possum on my porch, poisoned, laid out like a warning. Lily never saw it. I buried it deep. Margaret was escalating. A message in red marker appeared on my truck. You're no father. The cameras caught no thinga deliberate blackout from 2:11 to 2:17 a.m. She was on my land again, bolder each time. I called the sheriff, but the deputy just laughed. Need more than a grudge, pal. That night, I stayed up, shotgun by the door, Max at my side. At 4:06 a.m., he growled. The cameras showed movement to glint near the fence. I ran out, flashlight in hand, and found a teddy bear soaked in barbecue sauce, pinned with a note. Play nice or lose what you love. Walt warned me the next day. She's painting you as unhinged. Says you attacked her unprovoked. I gripped my shotgun. Let her try? I'm ready. The smell woke me at 3:00 a.m. smoke, sharp and wrong. Max barked frantically. I bolted outside, shotgun in hand, and saw the barn ablaze. Flames licked the hay pile, deliberate and fast. I dropped the gun, grabbed the hose, and fought the fire for 15 minutes, choking on smoke. Lily stayed inside, safe. The barn survived, barely. At the edge of the scorched hay was a red ribbon, tied in a bough. That afternoon, Max vomited. The vet confirmed chemical poisoning, something in his water. Margaret had tried to kill my dog. Driving home, I found my fence spray painted. Animal abuser. Get out. Neighbors turned away. The mailman stopped waving. Margaret was winning, making me the villain. I'd had enough. For 12 hours, I set traps, cameras, microphones, motion sensors. I left the barn door ajar, Max's bowl out, and my truck exposed. At 2:30 a.m., she took the bait. Dressed in black, she crept to the bowl, pouring white powder from a baggie. She moved to the porch, spilling a vial of rancid liquid on the mat. Then she raised her phone, snapping a photo of Lily's window. I burst out, shotgun raised. On your knees now. She froze, then turned, smirking. You won't shoot a neighbor. Try me, I said. She saw the camera's red light and paled. I played the footage, her poisoning, vandalizing, stalking. Her jaw tightened. This isn't over, she spat. You're nothing. I'm building a case, I said. And you're done. She fled, slipping in the dirt. I didn't chase her. I had everything I needed. The Oakwood Community Hall was packed that night, tension thick as smoke. Margaret sat at the front, bandaged leg on display, playing the victim. I walked to the podium, plugged in my drive, and let the footage speak. Gasps filled the room as Margaret's crimes played out: poison, vandalism, the photo of Lily's window. The crowd erupted. That's fake, Margaret screamed. He's obsessed. I stepped forward. You kicked my daughter. Poisoned my dog. You're no victim. Her mask cracked. You need me, she shrieked. Without me, this place is nothing. The board chair stood. Mrs. Thornton, you're suspended, effective immediately. Margaret stormed out, shoving past neighbors. Her empire was crumbling. She didn't go quietly. She filed a police report, accusing me of harassment and falsified evidence. But I'd already met with Deputy Harris, handing over my footage, vet reports, and neighbor statements. Tighter case than most of ours, he said. Friday morning, four cruisers arrived at Margaret's house. She was dragged out, screaming about conspiracies. Her house went up for sale. The HOA scrapped her bylaws, and Walt was voted president. He replaced the old sign with a new one: respect this land. Respect each other. Lily and I sat in the pasture one evening, her brushing Max's coat. Is she gone? She asked. Yeah, I said, looking at Margaret's empty house. She's gone. This wasn't just about one woman. It was about standing up when someone threatens your family. I didn't win with violence, I won with evidence, patience, and truth. Walt's warnings, Max's loyalty, and neighbors who finally spoke up made the difference. Margaret may resurface somewhere else, clipboard in hand, but not here. If she tries, Max and I will be waiting. What do you think? Was I right to fight back, or did I go too far? Share your thoughts in the comments, especially about facing injustice or violence in your own life. Have you ever had to draw a line to protect what's yours? Tell me where you stand. Your story matters.